এখন ঠিক আছে
জি
তোমাদের
স্যার।
জন্য? ঠিক আছে। তোমরা এখন কতজন তাহলে আছো দেখি, ওইটা আমি বুঝতে পারছি না। এখানে এটাকে বড় করলে হবে নাকি? এটা লাইনের ব্যাপার, এইভাবে দুটো সুবিধা হবে কাজ করতে। হ্যাঁ, স্পেস বেশি পাবো না। আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, আমাদের let me discuss about the infections of the bone. এখন এটা একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট জিনিস। in a viva question, viva examination and written examination, it will again and again osteomyelitis. Now নাফি খান তোমাকে দিয়ে শুরু করি। ঠিক আছে, can you define osteomyelitis?
Sir, osteomyelitis can be defined as inflammation of bone and marrow.
Bone and bone marrow. It's a very big spectrum of diseases that we can call osteomyelitis, and in general we can divide them into acute, subacute, and chronic osteomyelitis. Okay, now Avinash Yadav, are you there?
Yes sir, I'm here.
Okay, there. Well, let me ask you a question. How can you define an acute osteomyelitis?
Acute osteomyelitis is acute inflammation of the bone and bone marrow.
What will be the clinical feature?
So there will be pain, fever, and maybe the immobility of the joint.
It's a condition of a short history, an acute onset. So sudden pain in a bone. Children are commonly affected, and the end of the long bones are affected. So it is around the knee, that is the commonest site, but it can occur anywhere. And pain and fever, that is the feature. And the patient becomes very toxic. This is common in children. Acute hematogenous osteomyelitis is common in children. Okay. So pain, fever, and inability to move the limb because of pain. So it's an acute condition, and well, it's fine. Usually this situation, this acute infection of the pain, and what we call acute osteomyelitis, will last for a few weeks. And if you properly treat them, it will resolve, or you may need to go for operation. Otherwise, it will turn into a chronic osteomyelitis. After 2 or 3 weeks, it will become a chronic condition. Okay. Now, who's next? Let me see. Who's next? Tahsin Firdaus. Tahsin Firdaus, are you there?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. Can you listen to me? Can you see the screen?
Ji, sir.
Okay, fine. So osteomyelitis may be defined as an inflammation of the bone and bone marrow caused by infective organism. And when we classify them into these 3 conditions. Acute hematogenous osteomyelitis is the commonest condition. Okay. And we were discussing about the clinical features. Now, can you tell me how do you investigate if you suspect it is a case of acute hematogenous osteomyelitis? A child comes to you with high fever and pain in the limb, and he is not moving the limb, just crying. A child of 9 or maybe 6. How do you investigate?
Sir, X-ray korbo.
Will you find anything acute condition? Yes. What do you expect to find in your X-ray? That's fine. you can do an X-ray because it is a pain in the limb. You should go for an X-ray. What do you expect to find in an acute condition after 3 days?
Sir, acute condition
In the X-ray, you told me about X-ray.
sir, sequestrum দেখতে পাবো?
No, sequestrum is found in only chronic osteomyelitis. In acute osteomyelitis, there will be no X-ray changes, but you may exclude the other conditions because there is sudden pain and I mean immobility in the limb. So you want to differentiate from
CBC করতে পারি স্যার, blood
Yes.
culture?
You advise for blood culture. That's important. And first of you advise for an complete blood count, CBC, and go for a blood. And because you need, this patient must be treated in the hospital, not in outdoor as an outdoor case. So you admit the patient and go ask for CBC, ask for a blood culture, and well, you can go for an X-ray. In fact, to exclude the other case of trauma or other soft tissue, any problem. And what you find in the CBC? When you answer your question in the examination, you what investigation you will ask. For example, you write CBC, then make a give it a dash. Neutrophilic leukocytosis.
Yes, sir, nice থাকবে।
Yes, yes. And well, you ask for a C-reactive protein, it will be high. Okay. And your culture report will come later on. So you send for culture. Okay, fine. So these are the important investigations. And well, Sushmita is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you have seen the tree, admitted the patient, and sent the investigations. How to manage the patient? I mean, your treatment.
So at first hospitalization of the patient,
Yes.
sir, and then sir give rest to the involved limb.
How? Yes, that's fine, but how? How do you ensure rest to the limb?
Sir, patient ke bolbo immobilize rakhte.
Can you apply a splint, back slab?
Yes, sir.
Well, you apply a long leg back slab or long arm back slab and elevate the limb. Fine.
Ji, sir.
Then what do you do?
Sir, then until the culture sensitivity report comes, we can go for a broad spectrum antibiotic.
Yes, you must injectable in the injectable form.
Ji, sir.
Broad spectrum antibiotic. Fine. Anything else?
Sir.
This pain and fever.
Sir, then yes, sir, symptomatic treatment. If there is fever, and then we can go.
Of course, there will be fever. You no if in that case, you will find fever.
So we have to go give sir parental route theke we can give sir antibiotic and analgesic.
Antibiotic and analgesic. And you continue with the antibiotics. And what do you do else? You will find the report of your culture sensitivity after 3 days. But you have started the antibiotics. So what do you do? Do you do anything else in the hospital?
Sir, if the patient is getting better with the previously used antibiotic, then we have to continue it. If
how do you understand the patient is getting better?
Sir, his symptoms will start to subside.
Well, you tell in your answer that I will monitor the patient clinically. I shall repeatedly examine the patient, examine the temperature, examine the pulse, and examine, by this clinical examination, I can understand whether the patient is improving or not. So, repeated clinical examination. You do it frequently. So, if you find that the pain is coming down, fever is coming down, and you have started the antibiotic very early, maybe after 48 hours, you find the patient is fine, and what do you expect? What do you do?
Sir,
Patient is improving with your antibiotic, your analgesics, and everything. What does it signify?
sir, we have to continue that antibiotic.
Yes, and you just will be guided with the report of the antibiotic antibiogram, which comes after 3 days. And if it tallies, you find it is Staphylococcus aureus, and you are giving cefuroxime, and it is sensitive, you continue on. Fine. And that means that maybe this time the patient is, you are curing the patient without any an operation. Patient is improving. Fine. Then I am going to Lakhan Kumar. Kunwar. Laxman. Are you there?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. You find that you have started the antibiotics as we have discussed, and the patient is not improving after the 4th day or 3rd day. You have got the antibiogram, and you find that the antibiotic is sensitive, but the patient is not improving. What do you do?
Sir, আমরা antibiotic change করতে পারবো।
It was sensitive. Yeah, can you find the? I mean, well, can you see the my slide?
Sir, drainage of
pus and drilling of the affected
drilling
bone.
of the affected bone.
You need to, at this point, it is the patient is not clinically improving. If you have a better choice of antibiotic, of course you change the antibiotic.
Yes,
okay, then you arrange for an emergency operation. You need to take the patient to the operation theater and go in and drain any pus. And if you don't find even pus outside the bony cortex, then you have to drill the cortex. You may find that pus is coming out from the inside of the cortex. It is osteomyelitis, infection of the bone and the bone marrow. Often the infection starts in the bone marrow. So after draining the pus and drilling the bone, possibly the patient will improve, and you continue with antibiotic. Well, that is Laxman Kunwar.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So patient is improving after the operation, and you are giving the antibiotics injectable form.
Yes,
how
sir.
long will you continue with your antibiotics?
Sir, intravenous.
Yes.
Sir, আমরা IV antibiotic দিব minimum for 14 days.
Well, till the, the parameters that your CBC count becomes normal, it is improving, and when it improves, the neutrophilia is subsided, and then there is no fever. Then after coming down into the normal position, then you can at least, yeah, that's okay. Minimum for 14 days. Maybe you need to continue it for a bit longer. Then even the fever is subsided and the neutrophilia is no longer present, you need to continue the antibiotic in the oral form for a very prolonged time. That is very important. In bony infection, you need to continue in the oral form whenever possible. After the injection course is over, you continue the antibiotic for another 3 weeks. Okay, so there is prolonged antibiotic therapy is required. Fine. So you are good in managing the acute osteomyelitis. Fine. So the complications, it can be septic arthritis from the bone end. It can go into the adjoining joint. It may increase the septicemia can occur, and well, with all the consequences. And if it is not corrected or properly treated or inadequately treated, the patient will develop chronic osteomyelitis. Okay. চলছে হয়ে গেছে আচ্ছা fine. So now that was acute hematogenous osteomyelitis. You prepare about the bony infection, bone and joint infection. Tomorrow, your register will be discussing with you about the. They will have questions for these infections of bones and joints and soft tissues. I think tomorrow. Now about chronic osteomyelitis. Well, then who's there? Tariq Ahmed. Are you there? Tariq Ahmed? Are you there, Tariq Ahmed? Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Who is there? Your name? Problem হচ্ছে কোনো? Hi. Well, who is responding?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Yes, your name, please.
Sir, Urfana. Sheikh Urfana. Okay.
Roll number?
27.
27. Fine. 27. Let me find you. 27. 27. Well, oh, okay. Now, about chronic osteomyelitis. You can find the screen. Do you find the screen?
Yes, sir.
Chronic osteomyelitis. So, the discharging sinuses. So, when there is pain in the bone, a history of pain in the bone and fever, and later on there are multiple discharging sinuses, single or multiple discharging sinuses, you think about chronic osteomyelitis. Now, you go for an X-ray. You find irregularity in the bone, thickened bone, and periodic acute flare. And what is a flare? Flare. Okay. Unmute তো হচ্ছে না এখানে সমস্যা হচ্ছে হ্যাঁ এটা কি যোগেন্দ্র ভাট না এটা তো so Yogendra Bhatt, you're there. Yogendra Bhatt, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Yogendra Bhatt, what is a flare, acute flare of infection in chronic osteomyelitis?
Flare means, sir, increase of infection.
Well, chronic osteomyelitis is often without pain. The patient says that I have small discharges, but with a long history of occasional discharges and a history of acute infection or acute pain. This comes with a new history of high fever and swelling and pain. So that is a flare. And it occurs when there is a discharging sinus, when the opening becomes blocked. So the inflammatory products accumulate within the tissue, and there is increase in the tissue tension, and there is pain, and there is swelling, and then again new excessive discharge. So that is acute flare. So repeated acute flare is a feature of chronic osteomyelitis and radiological feature. Can you see the screen? Do you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you find the swollen bone. Urfana, na? It was Urfana. Okay, fine. So there is sclerosis, there is thickening, sometimes there is deformity. Well, these are the features of chronic osteomyelitis. Okay. Sometimes you'll find a piece of bone within the bone, that is sequestrum, and the covering thickened part of bone is involucrum. In the X-rays, it is a common question in your what is the X-ray feature of a chronic osteomyelitis? So you say everything. There is sclerosis, irregularity in the cortex, and thickened irregular bone, with formation of involucrum with sequestrum within. And sometimes you can find some opening in the involucrum. These are called cloaca. These are cloaca, a circular opening. And that is the point where through which the pus will come out from the medullary cavity. Cloaca. These are all the features of radiological features of chronic osteomyelitis. And laboratory investigations, when a patient comes with the features, clinical features of chronic osteomyelitis, you ask for CBC. Well, WBC is elevated. It's not always elevated. Sometimes it is not elevated. But during the flare, there will be elevation. C-reactive protein will be increased. ESR will be increased. X-ray, we have discussed about X-ray. You can send a pass for CS. Sometimes there is mixed infection, but sometimes there is a guidance that you can use this antibiotic to manage it. Well, it is not important. Well, when the adjoining joint is affected, you can ask for ultrasonogram. And when there is a confusion, you can go for CT scan. MRI usually not required, but sometimes it is useful, particularly for spine problems. Osteomyelitis can occur in the spine. And well, you can send, you should always send a fluid for gram staining and culture. It is it's not usually required radioastro bone scans. For a suspected and doubtful case, you can go for radioactive bone scan. So that is the feature of acute osteomyelitis. There is no radiological change, but this is a condition of the chronic osteomyelitis. New bone formation, elevation of the periosteum with bone formation. Sequestrum is developing here. So the principle of treatment.
Sir, I have a question.
Please.
Sir, if it were tubercular or syphilitic osteomyelitis, how would we initially find out the difference?
Well, in tuberculous osteomyelitis, there is no history of acute osteomyelitis or acute pain and swelling. It will be a gradual thing. You may find a history of pulmonary tuberculosis or any other primary tuberculosis. Tubercular lymphadenopathy or intestinal tuberculosis. These are the primary conditions. But it will be a gradual thing, and tuberculous osteomyelitis is more common in the spine. Sometimes it is found in the large joints. Knee and ankle are commonly affected, but other larger joints, elbow joints, shoulder joints can be affected. So there will be a gradual swelling and pain, slight pain, aching pain, and gradual discomfort and limitation of movement. So there is no acute history. That is one thing. And when the joints are affected, sometimes we can find multiple sinuses. Sometimes in tubercular osteomyelitis, you have other things like cold abscess. So with these conditions, you can differentiate from pyogenic osteomyelitis. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Remember, spine is more commonly affected in tuberculous osteomyelitis, and you need to confirm it by biopsy. The most definitive diagnosis for tubercular osteomyelitis is finding of your bacteria, but it is very difficult to find. So you take it that is affected and send it for histopathology, and you find the typical features of granulomatous infection with your other features of tuberculosis. আমি আর কে আছে এখানটায় দেখি কোথায় গেল yes কাকে ধরতে চাই সারা ইসলাম আরো কিছু anything else Farhana Khanum well no picture Farhana Khanum are you there Farhana Khanum can you hear me Farhana Khanum is shy probably Kajal Raut hello Kajal Kajol, can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Who is it? Is it Nafi? Who
Sir,
is
Lakshman. Lakshman Kumar.
Lakshman Kumar. Well, I find some people, but they are not speaking. There's a problem. Now, the principle of treatment. Well, you need to give rest. That is explained. Then you start antibiotics, if possible, guided by the chemotherapy. Sometimes you may not find a very definitive diagnosis of the antibiotics, then you go for a broad spectrum. Otherwise, if you can identify a particular organism, then you should go for the specific antibiotic. And you follow up the patient clinically, and if the patient is improving, you can wait. You may need to go for a prolonged antibiotic therapy and prolonged immobilization, but sometimes you go for operation. And now there's Lakshman, isn't it? What will be the operative treatment of chronic osteomyelitis? Tell me.
Sir, we can go for sequestrectomy, autogenous bone graft to fill the gap, and gentamicin implanted bone cement.
The main thing is that whenever there is a sequestrum, you need to go for sequestrectomy. And the additional things are saucerization, curettage and saucerization of the cavity. Then you have to fill up the cavity, but bone grafts is, well, sometimes, not always. You need a special type of bone graft for bone graft. Rather, you can fill up the gap with a local muscle tissue, local muscle flap that will bring blood supply to the space. Sometimes you need to go for repeated change of space, change of dressing with antibiotic packs. We use betadine soaked ribbon packs, so that granulation tissue will gradually fill up the space. When there is adequate amount of granulation tissue and it is taking a long time and you are thinking of giving graft, it's a special technique, isn't it? Papinio technique. You need to harvest autogenous cancellous bone graft, and you put them over the granulation tissue and gently dress again and again. That is useful. So sometimes you can go for bone graft. You can fill up the space in suitable situations with gentamicin bone cement, or as you said, gentamicin beads. You put them in the space, and they will ensure a high concentration of antibiotics. For example, the gentamicin, or and that will help in controlling the infection. And later on, you remove the beads. These are all the possibilities. Anything else? Any other surgical process? Yes. আর কেউ অনলাইন? ফারহানা খানম তো পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না, তাই না? Okay, acha, let me see. So it is কোথায় রাফিউল? আচ্ছা, তুমি কাজ করছিলে না, কথা বলছিলে। আচ্ছা, এটা আনমিউট, হ্যাঁ এটা আনমিউট, আনমিউট করবো নাকি মিউট করে দেবো? Anybody else there? আচ্ছা, লুৎমিলা কোনজন? Rudmila, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So, anything else? We were discussing about the surgical treatment of chronic osteomyelitis. You find that much of the bone is affected, and there is a pathological fracture. What can you do? There is a loss of bone. What can you do?
Sir, sir, sequestrum কে বের করে আনতে হবে, মানে
আরে সিকুস্টাম বউ বার করবে, কিন্তু হাড্ডি নাই সেখানটায়, হাড্ডি লস হয়ে গেছে।
স্যার গ্রাফটিং।
But in the infection, you don't give grafts very easily. As I said, there's special technique, Papineau technique. When there is a cavity and it is being filled up with granulation tissue, then you can apply the autogenous cancellous bone graft so that it will produce new bones there. But it is not always suitable because there is a gap. There is a gap non-union and is infection. Well, I have previously I have talked about this technique. Sometimes you need to resect a part of the bone and use a Elizarov system to stabilize the bone, remaining bone, and to fill up the space, the gap, by gradual lengthening of the bone. So, Elizarov technique is a good technique for difficult conditions of chronic osteomyelitis. You just remember Elizarov technique. It has several advantages. Stabilize the bone, allow the patient walk with Elizarov fixator, particularly in the lower limb fractures, and gradually cover you fill up the gap by bone transportation, gradual lengthening of the bone. And with the Elizarov system, there is increased vascularity that will help in controlling the infection. Another good time prices. Sometimes you may need to go for amputation. Just remember. Let's see anything. Now, these are the complications of chronic osteomyelitis. Tomorrow you will be discussing, you will have questions, your questions, and your rest will ask your questions. Complications. Most important complication, one of the most important is pathological fracture. Here, there is osteomyelitis and a pathological fracture. Sudden increased pain in a part of the bone, and in the X-ray you will find fracture line. So I think today that will tomorrow you have prepare yourself with infection of the bones and joints. Okay, and maybe some soft tissue infection you can discuss about. Okay, so see you today. That's enough our session. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Take care of yourself.
Oh, thank you. I'm ending the meeting. Leave meeting. এটা করি না, তাহলে 5 জন পড়তে পারবে।